Hi guys, Declan here, just giving you a wee video blog. Got home late in the early hours of the morning. After completing race 21, good news last week on before we went to France. Good on the charity front. About £8,000 raised in the charity front. So went over to the France. From that perspective, really good. So got into France, and the weather was lovely when we got there initially on late Friday evening. Then a lot of logistics on Saturday. The swim was about 28 kilometers away from where the bike transition and everything was in the city, Axa in Provence or something like that. So a lot of logistics, getting buses out and buses back, and nearly over an hour and 20 minutes get your bike set up and everything. But a beautiful area where I was staying. So nice to travel there. And Saturday the weather was pretty nice, so it was. But then it was forecast to be pretty damn bad on Sunday, and it turned out to be true. So it did. So. Up at 4 o'clock French time, 3 o'clock our time on Sunday morning, and again I was feeling good for the race. The swim was in a lake. It was cloudy and overcast in the morning, but the lake was pretty calm, and it was a really nice swim. Probably the fatigue as of lately, did the swim in 38 minutes, which I was disappointed by. But just the fatigue, I think, has been building up, and not training properly and just doing mad stuff that I'm doing probably doesn't add to my ultimate how would you say, fitness in the triathlon front. So got out of the swim, and the rain held off, and onto the bike and out cycling, and 20, 30, 35k, maybe 40k, and all going really well. And then the storms opened up, and oh my God, I have never seen anything like it in my whole entire life. I couldn't see. I hadn't got my glasses on. With the helmet, and I just couldn't see. The salt was coming down in my eyes, stinging my eyes, and the rain was coming down, and at times it was like hailstones lashing off you, and people firing 1,000 daggers at you at once. It was that bad. And a couple of weeks ago I was laughing. I says, Jesus, nothing could get any worse than Marbella. And boy was I wrong. So kept going on the bike, and there was steep uphill climbs going into the mountains, total climb, and I think it was 1,400 meters, and going up was fine as again they in the rain, but then the wind came in and it lifted. Oh jeepers, it was like I've never seen it. I didn't even see it in Ireland, as a French taxi driver said to me. He says he's never seen it in May at 10 degrees in France, and he's never seen the torrential storms like it. So it was really bad on the bike, so bad that many people were dropping out of the bike, and the side of the road was littered with bicycles just sitting there, and people on the bikes were just coming along, just shaking with the shivering and the cold. It was a sight to be seen, and I was just got up a hill, and at one point I just sort of said, look, this isn't inspirational, this isn't motivational. Would I ask anybody else to do this, to fight for a dream, or to get a goal? And at that stage probably the answer was no, because it was dangerous. It was actually very dangerous. So I was coming down the hills, and like with the wind and the rain, there was rivers going across the road. I was just braking, and the cold got in on me then, and I started shivering and shaking, and I seen some bikes at the side of the road and decided, no, that's it. I had to pull in. I says, that's it, my race is done. So I made a decision at that stage to pull out of the race. So 21 wasn't going to be done at that stage. So I sat there for the side of the road with a group of other people call us the shaky Stevens. We were shaking like mad in the cold. It was unbelievable. I was going into convulsions. I thought I was going to have to get an ambulance, and the rain was coming down, and the thunder and the lightning and the storms was going like 90, and I don't know how it happened. Probably about 40 minutes in, and I just something said to me, lift the bike and start cycling again. I was about at this stage of about 15 or 18k from home. So good thing was I was going back down the hill, so I didn't have to cycle. So I freewheeled down the hill, braking. It was scary. But I managed to get back to the transition area. I had no intention of doing the run, but wrecked my bike and went over and got my shoe bag or my run bag and went into the tent where everybody else was sitting shaking with the cold. And it was got to be a bit warmer in the tent, so was in there for about 16 minutes, and wasn't planning on doing the run, but then just one step at a time. I put on one runner, put on the other runner, no socks because they were drenched. I put on my hat and I walked out and I started trying to fix my watch to record the run, and went over and hung up my bag again, and just one step at a time. The next thing I knew I was on the run, and ran when I could and walked when I couldn't, warmed up, and by the miracle that was in yesterday, I finished and completed the race. And if you ask me how, I really don't know. But I suppose the biggest lesson I got was, it wasn't inspirational or wasn't motivational. I'd probably call it stupid. But you know what? When it hits like that, the one lesson I learned, it's okay to take a break. It's okay to sit at the side of the road and get your time and just reorganize your thoughts and let the danger go by and get back there in the game. And so I finished the race yesterday, race 21. At one stage, at a number of stages, I thought it wasn't going to happen. But I managed to dig deep. I didn't dig deep, actually. Something I think took me over and got me through that race. Got me through that race yesterday. So it's all a big, massive journey, a big, massive learning and story. And believe me, there's lots of stories for the potential book that is coming after the record attempt. So thank you all over the weekend for the support. It was an amazing week last week with the 8 grand for Super U, Matt Cooper show interview, Irish News, a lot of media coverage, which is all great, extending the word out there for Super U, and again there's an event coming up which I'll do a separate video on it on the evening of the 28th of July, my last race. And it's in the Crown Plaza Hotel in Dundalk, and it's going to be a great evening of celebration fun. So more to come on that shortly. So for now, from a very tired, sore body from myself, Declan, how am I going to do this weekend? At the minute, I really don't know how I'm going to do this weekend. I'm so tired. I really am so tired at the minute. But look, I've been here before, and let's see what happens, and let's see what happens towards the end of the week. It's meant to be Barcelona this week for race 22. So I'm going to sign off now, and I'm going to go and give these eyes some sleep because it needs them. We're only getting to bed at 4 o'clock in the morning. So good luck for now, and again, thanks for the support, and continue to support it, continue to like it, continue to share it. Thank you. See you guys. Bye.